Cheers, everybody. Welcome to Sips and Scripts, the podcast.
Wait, no.
What happened? Is everything okay?
They keep giving me these error messages about the...
About what? Because you say we live, baby.
Now.
All right. Cheers, everybody. Welcome to Sips and Scripts, the podcast that brings together the best of both worlds, cocktails and movies. We'll dive into all-time favorite films and explore the latest releases and pair them with a delicious cocktail while we share our thoughts, opinions, and some fascinating behind-the-scenes trivia. My name is Terrell Bernard, and I watch movies.
And my name is Kirsten Jackson. I am a cocktail influencer and blogger at lowcountrysocialite.com. And welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
Yes. Terrell, how are things going with you?
Everything is everything.
Everything.
Yeah, everything is everything.
That's all you got for me today? Everything is everything?
No, it's all good. I can't complain. I can't call it.
I got you.
How about you?
Everything is okay. Are you excited about the election coming up?
I am excited when it's over.
Same. So much sameness.
I'm like, just hurry up, November. Let's get this thing out the way. See what's going to be shaking.
I feel like election night, I'm just gonna go to bed early and wake up to find out who the victor is. Because
I'm not watching. No, I'm not.
You're not. I know.
Last time I did. This time, no, I'm not even playing that game.
I can't take it. The anxiety. It's killing me. I cannot do it. So I am gonna not do it. I can't do it to myself.
That's the best way to do it is not to do it. There you go.
Yeah. So
no, I just wanted to be over with. I'm sick of it already. I was already sick of it, but I'm definitely sick of it now.
Why are you sick of it? Any thoughts to share?
It's tiring. They keep going on and on. Tell me what you're gonna do to help the country. I don't care about all this other stuff. What are you gonna do that's gonna help people in this country for the long term to put us in this position so where we continue to be great again?
Yeah.
It's people out here that's really, really struggling, and y'all arguing about simple, stupid stuff. And I'm like, I don't care. Just like when I somewhat watched the debate when Biden was still in, and I was like, I don't care. Nobody's saying anything of substance. Everybody's just talking about how bad the other person is. I don't care how bad the other person is. What are you going to do when you get in office?
Yeah. I mean, like, I will say I have been enjoying watching all of the campaign stuff because it's been really exciting. But I know it's as we get closer to election day, it's gonna get worse and worse, and my anxiety is just gonna be I can't take this. So yeah, but for Kamala to have had a much shorter campaign, she's hit the ground running.
Yeah,
it's been it's been a very energetic campaign.
Yeah, extremely. I was like, okay. I didn't know it was gonna go this way, but I'm not mad.
Yes, but anyway, let's get into our movie for the day. So it's my week. And the movie that we are watching and discussing for this week is What's Love Got to Do with It?
Yes.
Yay.
Tina Turner biopic. Do you say biopic or biopic? Because I hear people say biopic, but I say biopic.
I never know. I like biopic better, but I hear people say biopic, so I try not to say that so I don't get laughed at. So, but I think it's biopic. I don't know,
It probably
but
is. It don't even matter. They be like, "Yeah, show me a movie." Okay, okay, I'll tell you about my life.
yeah, we'll talk about that. So we're talking about the 1993 film What's Love Got to Do with It, the biopic for singer-songwriter Tina Turner. So
Rest
let's
in
start,
peace.
huh?
Said rest in peace. She died
Yes,
last year. I was like,
yes. Um, which my mom is the biggest Tina Turner fan. I think everybody's mom is. Like,
even my mom had the private dancer tape.
really?
Mhm.
Aw.
That's how I got to listen to it. I was like,
My mom would be singing private dancer, and I'd just be like, I might have to throw up a little bit. So yeah. But excuse me, let's start with our history with the film.
all right.
So what's your history with the film,
Let's
Terrell?
see. My history with the film, I know I've seen it. I did see it in the movie theaters because I was a child, but I did see it, even though I shouldn't have as a child. So I don't know. Yeah, I saw it, but it's not a movie I go back to a lot, but just because of the themes and the things that happen there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like,
Okay.
so yeah, I've seen it a few times, and I might see it in passing if it's on TV or something like that. Which I don't understand how that movie would come on TV, but okay.
Yeah. It does come on a lot. Um, and I really think that is like a sign of the times because now this kind of movie could not be shown like that, like not on TV. I just don't think like
You don't think
there
so?
would be all kind of trigger warnings, but we just
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
yeah, but it plays on TV like a lot, and I feel like I don't know, like back then we just really took this movie as like some entertainment, and we just
Mhm.
casually took in that domestic violence and sexual assault, and we're just like,
But the hits though, it's like, but we want to hear the hits. I want to hear Proud Mary.
yeah,
I want to see how Angela Bassett does Proud Mary. Oh, she did
like
it
it
right.
is. I mean, it is really an entertaining movie, but it is
Mhm.
steeped with lots and lots of trauma from like the opening scene. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, my history with the film is I saw it in the movie theaters too. What the hell was wrong with our parents? I saw it in the movie theaters too, and I
It
saw
was
it with my
like
mom.
it's a black movie. We'll watch it.
Yeah,
Rated
like
R, it didn't matter.
like my mom was a giant Tina Turner fan, and so of course she was going to go see the movie, and I saw it in the theaters, and I remember it being on the big screen. I remember those like really raw and like visceral scenes of the violence, especially the rape scene. And I remember as a child looking up at the movie screen and looking at the fish tank, like, because it was like up against a fish tank. And I just remember that scene and
Mhm.
it's like embedded in my mind. And I'm like, I probably shouldn't be watching this.
Yeah, yeah. I
But
think we watched a
hey,
lot of things we weren't supposed to watch.
yeah, we did.
Yeah, because that's Boys in the Hood, Menace to
Mhm.
Society. Well, you didn't watch them. I did.
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to watch Menace to Society, but the
Do the
Tina
right
Turner rape
thing.
scene.
Yeah.
Like, oh my goodness, it's. And I should I put it in our description, but I should say that for anyone who's seen this movie, obviously we're gonna have to put some trigger warnings out there. We're gonna have some discussions about domestic violence and about sexual assault. So If you feel the need to not join us today, we totally understand. We want you to watch and listen with care. So um, just putting that out there. So yeah, but yeah, that's my history with the film. And since it's my movie, it's
Mm-hmm.
my week, I get to challenge Terrell to a 60-second recap.
Oh my goodness. Oh
Yeah, you
Jesus.
knew it was coming.
Yeah.
So I am about to put 60 seconds on the board.
All right.
And whenever you are ready, or I'll let you know when you're ready. I have that power. All right.
All right. So this movie is about Tina Turner, also known as Anime Bullock, from Nutbush, Tennessee, meets a man named Ike Turner, and Ike Turner has a review. He's a local singer who has a knack for making people big, but he can't get big himself. So he finds Tina Turner. He has her in the group. They become successful. He becomes addicted to drugs. He beats her mercilessly throughout the whole film.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was mercilessly. He
Yeah,
assaults
that was
her.
the perfect adjective for that.
And then Tina Turner finally gets away, and she becomes the Tina Turner that I know of, which is the private dancer Tina Turner. And what's love got to do with it, Tina Turner? And everything was hunky dory. I think she left the United States and moved to another country and lived her life.
Okay, time's up. I'll let you have the extra 2 seconds.
Appreciate it.
Anything for you. Yes, thank you. That you did a really good job.
Yeah, I tried. Not like I usually do. I'll be like, man, stuff happened. It was crazy. And then
Yeah, that is your usual recap. Yeah, the movie it came on, the credits was rolling, it was crazy, and then the credits they went off, and we was like, what?
exactly.
That's usually your 60-second recap. So you did an amazing job. I'm so proud of you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but before we get into our movie, we're going to take a deep dive, but we are going to have a cocktail.
Yeah. What are
So
we drinking
yes,
today? What are we
we
drinking today?
today we are drinking an Ike and Ginger.
Ike and Ginger.
Yes, it
Okay.
is an Ike and Ginger. So this cocktail is very, very simple. It's inspired by the strong and sometimes fiery dynamic between Ike and Tina. So, like I said, it's a simple cocktail, just like two ingredients, really. But it's a quick drink and a flavorful one. And we are going to start with a rocks glass, and we're gonna put some ice in there, our rocks glass.
All right.
And it calls for 2 ounces of bourbon or whiskey. So we are going to use Maker's Mark here. And I have my jigger. All right, so we're going to use 2 ounces. Look, 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 look. Of bourbon in our glass of ice. Put my top back on because sometimes I forget, and then I come back in my office and the whole office smells like a saloon. And we're just going to top it with ginger ale. I'm using Diet Schweppes because all of my ginger ales are diet.
Oh, interesting. I didn't even know they made diet ginger ale.
We do. And we're just going to top it with our ginger ale. And we have our trusty dehydrated lime slice.
That you own the factory for, which is why you have so many.
I wish, because these little things are expensive. I really need to start making them myself. So a bag of these is like $15.
Sheesh. How many come in the bag?
It's like a little, I don't know, maybe a bag like that big, like that, filled with limes. And I mean, it's not very big, but here. So we add our trusty lime slice, and there we go. And I'm going to use a straw.
Ooh.
Doodly-doo. Very
How
nice.
is it? It's good? Okay. Even with the diet ginger
Yeah, well,
ale?
I mean, I'm used to diet soda, so
Oh,
that's
okay.
fine with me. But yeah, it's not very sweet, so it's a good little sipper.
Okay.
So yeah, so here we go.
That's what's up.
All right, so we have our cocktail. Now we can start unfolding all of this trauma.
Yay. Not happy about it.
Who is this? Mike says, diet ginger ale. Ew. No way. So, but yeah, so let's get into it. Excuse me. Let's start with the first scene, which I feel like just lines out the whole trajectory of this film. Like from day one, this little girl has been dampening her light. And you and I, we were both in a children's choir, like until we left high school.
Yep.
I was like, why is this little lady? Why does this woman not want this girl to sing? Like,
But you know, that's how old Baptist was.
I
It was
know,
real,
but
like you only had to, like they didn't even have drums. Like we didn't have drums for a long time. And then the guitar, and you like, man, it was like only a Hammond organ and a piano. Like that's all you could have in the church.
yeah, that was true. Oh, do you remember the Kirk Franklin craze of the 90s when
Yep.
all the kids loved Kirk Franklin, but all the older ones were like, we ain't doing none of that shucking and jiving in church. You singing those secular songs.
And now everybody listens to Kirk Franklin.
Yeah, everybody loves Kirk. He's quite mild compared to gospel music now. He's quite mild. But yeah, I remember that so clearly. Like the older people hated the new way that gospel was going. But I was like, I was just thinking, like, if that little girl had been in our church, people would have loved that. They would have thought it was so cute. So, but I guess she was like, I don't feel like this little girl. We got a comment. Yes, I got in an argument with my Sunday school teacher about Kirk. Still love him. Yes, people.
Yeah, they were really against him.
Hated Kirk Franklin's music. I don't know what they thought it was gonna do to us. But yeah. So, but anyway, she imagine like having a talent inside of you so strong that it's just bursting out of you, and then somebody just comes and stamps it down. Like I just felt so sorry for this little girl, and not to mention this girl had a rough day. First,
very rough day.
Out of the choir.
Then you get home, and then I don't know what was it. They didn't even really explain what was, but it looked terrible. It looked crazy in there. I was like,
it did. That child had a rough day. Kicked out of the choir, had to walk home in them little hard ass shoes, and then get home and you watching the scene from afar of your mama being like,
peace. I know, right? Not I'm gonna get her and we gonna go. It's like, nah, I'm gonna get my other daughter. We gonna go, and then you take care of her. Like,
yeah.
Whew.
Well, that leads me to my first question for you that I'm gonna answer and then throw it to you.
All right.
And this is a two-parter.
Okay, two-parter.
So the two-parter is, was the mom one of the true villains in this movie? And Anna Mae Bullock's mom, Tina's mom. And why do you think that she took Aline, which was the older sister, and left Anna Mae? So I'm going to answer. I do feel like the mom was set up to be the villain in this movie, or the underlying villain. But I do believe that was, again, a sign of the times. Of, think about the choices that women had, and much less Black women had in that time period. And also, because there were scenes where like the mom was like, I mean, he might be beating on you, but I mean, that's your job to keep him happy. Which was so weird because she left someone who was beating on her.
Exactly. She left. It didn't even look back.
But I guess like the money was just, I guess she felt that was a decent payoff. Because to be fair, like when she was getting beat on, she was in like this I think they were living with her mom, with the grandmother, and he was beating on her, and they were poor in the sticks. So I guess that was a decent enough payoff for her, like the money and the nice cars. But I was like, you don't see the same situation you were in and you had to get out, which was even weirder when Anime came to her, like, not to jump around, but when she came to her and she told Ike where Anime was.
Yeah.
And you ran from your husband, but you wouldn't even give Anime that same benefit. Like, that was so.
And I still don't see how he found her. To be honest with you, like it's hard to find a just a random bus just on the way that's going somewhere. And it was just at a stop. It was like, but you found it so quickly.
Well, Ike and his connections, I guess. So, but the second part of the question I'm going to answer and then throw to you.
All right.
Why do you think that the mom left with Aline and not Anime? And I have a long answer and I have a short answer. So I think the long answer is that Aline was older and in a few years would have been able to work and help the mom, like get her fresh start. And I think, where did they go? Chicago? Was it?
Seems like it. Yeah.
Oh no, St. Louis.
Oh yeah, it was St. Louis.
St. Louis. So I think Anime was at an age where she would have still needed to be cared for, and Aline could maybe take care of herself. Like she wouldn't have to. She could stay home by herself if mom needed to work. I don't know, and I think that's the long answer. But I think the short answer is when Anime walks into their house, like that house is like obliterated, like the chairs are turned over and like shit knocked off the table and everything broken. So I think maybe Aline was at the house at the time and Anime was at the church. So she was like, I got to get out of here. I'm packing my stuff and I'm going.
Right now.
I got to get out of here. So maybe that's the short answer, that Aline was just there. So
if both of them was at choir rehearsal, they both would have been left.
I really feel like that is possible. Yes, like if they were both there at the church, then they would have both came home to that scene. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, what's your question again? Let me make sure the first part.
So, is the mom the true villain?
Okay.
Or one of the true villains? Because Ike is the ultimate villain. But and then why do you think Anime got left behind and not Aline?
Okay. Yes, the mother I believe she's definitely the villain. And I think she wanted to get ahead in life. And she saw it as an opportunity for her to get ahead because Ike bought her a house. Ike was giving her money. She was getting broke off from Ike. So she was like, some people are loyal to things, not people. Even if it's your own child, because you left her one time. She walked right past you when she got off the bus. You didn't even recognize your own daughter. So it wasn't like, no, I'm loyal to her. Like, no, it was like, I left you a long time ago. and here come this man knocking on my door, giving me money for flowers he didn't break.
She
driving
did
in this nice car. So it was like, so yeah, she was definitely one of the villains because she was like, I guess she was one of Ike's henchmen, which he had many. Like
she did become one of his henchmen. You're right.
Because she was helping with whatever he needed. So it ain't that bad. Oh, it ain't like, bruh. She is getting her back kicked in on a daily basis. Everyone knows it, and you're not trying to help the situation whatsoever just because somebody's putting money in your hands. Like some things are bigger than money, and I don't think she got that, or the movie made it seem like she didn't get that because this movie is really loose with facts.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that and all the liberties that were taken. But yeah, I do think that it is a fairly decent look into like the cycle of abuse. Like we were just talking about how her mom went through the same abuse and ran from it, and then her daughter went through that same cycle, like of domestic violence and just that cycle of abuse, and she still upheld that cycle. So yeah.
And the second part, I believe that's about her being left. Why was she left behind?
Yeah, and not the older sister.
I believe it was just a matter of convenience. You're here, I'm here. We got to go right now because it looked like it looked like somebody came through and just bum rushed the house and just was like intentionally breaking everything that they could find. So there were bloody rags everywhere. It looked like a real bad scene. So she probably was like, "Let's go right now." And grandma, you take care of Anime. I'll come back for a later. But she didn't even say that. I don't think. I think she was.
Yeah, I don't even think she intended to come back later. She was like, "Look, man,
just take care of it.
I had two, now I'm down to one. I mean, hey, it is what it is.
Not two, down to one. Jesus.
Yeah, let's split these kids in half because I got to go."
Yeah, and she was gone because I was really like, huh. Because I didn't watching it again. I was like, I didn't know who she was. I wouldn't really. I was like, well, who is this person that's leaving and just take care of her? And I'm like, I really didn't get that part. But then after I looked at it again, I was like, oh, okay. When she finally got to her mom and see her mom again, then I was like, you just left your child and you up here living decently. You didn't even come back for your own mother's funeral. And it was like, oh, sorry, we missed the funeral. Like you missed like you missed a show or something.
And then expected Anime to be like, I'm so happy to be here. Yeah. Like, of course, she was going to have some animosity towards her mom. I mean, I think kids are more resilient than people give them credit for, but like they understand things. And if you don't explain things to them, they come up with their own way to explain things. And obviously, her thing was, you abandoned us. Exactly. And so, yeah, there was all this underlying stuff like about the abuse and the trauma and having to get away. But in Anime's mind, it was, you abandoned us and you didn't even come back when your own mother died. Mm-hmm. So how do you want me to respect my mother?
Right.
So, exactly. But yeah. Well, I have another question for you.
Yes.
So, when Black Panther 2 came out, there was like all this controversy about Angela Bassett and her not getting an Oscar. And then that brought up a lot of conversation about how she has always been this phenomenal actress that has never really gotten, her due and accolades from the Academy.
Right.
Do you think that this is Angela's first Oscar snub? I think it is.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely was. She embodied Tina Turner. She turned into Tina Turner, even though we all know it's Angela Bassett. And we was like, I was like, every time I saw, I was like, man, she got some big arms. Angela Bassett is fit.
Bruh, and still, because this book was 93, so what was that, 30 years ago?
Yeah.
And still got the same amazing body. Like, what? She definitely did. And because I was reading, like, in preparation for this episode, I was reading like some of the production stuff and like behind the scenes, and they were saying that Tina really hasn't watched the film. She didn't watch it till much later.
Oh wow.
And we'll talk about why that is. But she did meet with Angela and they connected for a bit, and she was quoted as saying that when I first met you, you did not look or sound like me, but by the end of the film, and the filmmaking process, you didn't just mimic me. You found your inner Tina and showed her to the world. And
Wow.
I thought that was just like such a beautiful thing to say. Yeah, we have a comment. Big time snub. Yes,
Oh,
definitely
definitely.
big time
Yeah.
snub. So yeah, I just thought that what an incredible thing for you to like, emulate somebody's work and then for them to say that, you didn't just mimic me. You found your inner Tina and showed her to the world. That's great. Um, but yeah, that to me, this movie is up in the same category as Ray, where like you know
Hmm.
the actor is the actor, but you forget that you
Yeah.
spend.
They transform into that person. You like, okay, this was Ray Charles. Okay,
Mhm.
this was Tina Turner. It's like,
Yeah, and to be able to do that while lip syncing
hmm
is just amazing because Jamie Foxx did all the singing in Ray, right?
yeah, yeah. He did all the piano playing, all the
Yeah.
singing. Hmm.
So that kind of, not to excuse me, take anything away from his performance, but that kind of gives him an edge because he is doing the singing. But for
Hmm.
Angela to be doing this lip syncing, like it's not your actual voice coming out of your face,
Yeah,
that was an incredible feat. So
yeah, because it could go one or two ways. It could either be really good or it could be awful. You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
you
it
like,
could come across as phony, but like the way she delivered it, it was very, very spot on and well done.
yeah.
Hmm.
I'll give her that, yeah. Because yeah, I believe it's so many things. You like, you look at something, you like, why didn't they see how great this was, or why didn't this person get recognized for putting in this work? And you just be like, it's like it takes too long for things to happen. People are like, oh, maybe next year, oh, maybe next time. Like sometimes some actors don't get a next time. You don't get the next film. They don't get the next this. It's like
Hmm.
you get in this position, you get the nomination. Sometimes you don't even hear from that person again, or they're never in that type of film that is on a caliber where the Oscars would recognize it. So it's
Right.
like, if someone's doing their job, I think she definitely should have got it for Black Panther 2, but she should have two. She should have one for this movie and one for Black Panther 2.
Right.
Because
Yeah. Do you think that do you think that this might be the reason why she does more TV now?
hmm,
Like not getting the recognition
I
from
think
the
it might
Academy?
be more money in for her to do the TV because she's like on 911. She's executive producer, so
Hmm.
she gets credits and she gets the acting credits. I think it's just more money. Sometimes it's more about like movies. It's a real short process. You might not get a lot because for some reason they're not paying actors like we think they're paying them. Like they're only paying certain actors a certain fee, and it's
Yeah.
like if I can jump into TV, I can get paid, and I can get paid on the back end if I become a producer, and
Yeah.
I'll always have that money generating because they're going to show reruns. It's going to the streaming service. I'm gonna get a check regardless.
Yeah.
And with movies, like it's not that easy. Like
Yeah.
you
Well,
get the movie. Sometimes you can have a deal where you get it back in, and
yeah.
other times you just get paid your fee, and then all right, see you later.
Yeah. Well, I definitely think it could be for the money, but I also think it was just more for just the accolades and for like the achievements because I think in movies you are kind of is the word pigeonholed for it. Like you kind of get you're the actress, that's it. But like because they're usually when you come on to a project, there's already a director, there's already an executive producer, you know,
Mhm.
you are lead actor. I mean, maybe you have some of that worked out, but for the most part, it's usually you're the actor. But I think with TV, you get the opportunity to produce different episodes.
Mhm.
So maybe like more opportunities to like flex all of her skills
Okay.
instead of just acting. Um, so I don't know, maybe so. But I was thinking because I was like, she did American Horror Story, quite a few
Right.
seasons of that, and
Mhm.
then what is it, 911?
Yeah.
911?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which do you watch that show?
I do. I do. I love it.
I
I
heard
love
it's
it.
really good.
It is really good. It is.
Yeah.
They take stuff. It's like it'll be a 911 call of a story that you've heard before. You'll be like, okay, I remember the story, and then you see how they handle it during the show.
So
So
it's kind of
that's
like
always
that
good.
urban legend kind of thing where it's something you've heard of, but
Yeah, yeah. It's like they'll take like real stories. Like I can't think of any right now off the top of my head, but like they'll take a story that you saw in the news. You be like, oh, okay. Well, this is what happened, and this is how the 911 dealt with it.
Well,
And
I've
then
seen like a couple of clips of it. Like I saw one where this guy was being buried by his children, and then the sand was struck by lightning and turned to glass, and they were trying to get him out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, okay, that sounds kind of interesting, I guess. So it's on my list.
Yeah, sure it is. Okay. The show I've been on for years and switched stations, but it's still on your list.
I really can't stand you. But anyway, yeah. So I feel like maybe that is why she kind of, I mean, I know she still does movies, but taking more of a leap towards TV. So yeah. Um, so yeah. What is your favorite Angela Bassett film?
Oh, let me see. I'd have to pull up because I like Angela Bassett in a lot of things. I loved her in the Michael Jackson movie, the Jackson Family movie. I loved her in that.
Mm-hmm.
I loved her in Waiting to Exhale. I don't know.
She's got so many great films.
Mm-hmm.
So many.
And she did very good in Black Panther 2. I like that.
Yeah, because her speech in Black Panther 2 is just like outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Even in Meet the Browns. Shout out to Tyler Perry.
Oh, stop that right damn now. Stop.
Man, Meet the Browns was all right, man. I ain't gonna.
Meet the Browns was fairly okay.
Yeah, Meet the Browns was good.
Mm-hmm.
I give them that.
Yeah, I think this might be my favorite Angela Bassett movie, but I also
Really?
I like Waiting to Exhale, and
I think out of all the movies she did, Waiting to Exhale is probably my favorite movie because that's a movie I watch more often than I watch any other movie with Angela Bassett in it.
Yeah. What do you think about her in Notorious?
Oh yeah, she was in Notorious. I forgot. I think she played Biggie's mother very well.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, so now we talked about Angela Bassett because this is a Angela Bassett stan podcast. Okay. We got to talk about Lawrence Fishburne.
Oh, I love Lawrence Fishburne.
What do you think about his portrayal of Ike?
I believe he did it. I mean, I believe he was Ike. He had the mannerisms because if you see, I haven't seen Ike, but I've seen him in interviews, and he got the talk down. It seems like he had the mannerisms down. It seems like the way he approached it, he was like, okay, I'm gonna be a hard ass. I'm gonna not take anything from anybody else. I'm gonna do what I want to do because that seemed like the way Ike was, like most of his life. Even though I really didn't know anything about him, he didn't seem like he was as successful as he thought he would be or as he should have been, which could have been because of his abusive situation or his substance abuse situation, which derailed that for him. Don't really know. They really didn't get into it. But yeah, Lawrence Fishburne, he was great. He was great as Ike.
Yeah. I will say, like, getting back like into the movie, Ike had the biggest chip on his shoulder from day one.
Mm-hmm.
Because you remember, like, when they went to breakfast when Anna Mae first sang, and which that is like one of the greatest scenes in film history to me. Her getting on stage singing like that with that surprise voice is such an amazing scene. But anyway, when they're at breakfast and he's like telling her about, oh, all these people sang with me and I made them famous and then they left me. Like it was like the start of him grooming her. And two, like he just had the biggest chip on his shoulder. And like throughout the film, all of his angry fits, like all of them ended with, oh, you're gonna leave me now. That's like, what? And but But yeah, Lawrence Fishburne, I think it's really scary as an actor. I mean, I'm not an actor, so I'm just really guessing, but I think that it's scary for an actor to play the role of a villain
Hmm.
and to play a role that of somebody that nobody likes.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
And I feel like he did this amazing job of playing Ike Turner, which is, now everybody really hates because of this film. But playing it with such conviction to where you don't necessarily feel sorry for Ike, but you understand.
Right.
And it's not to absolve Ike of any of like the violence and stuff because he was obviously wrong for all of that.
Hmm.
But it's like you can kind of see where Tina was moving into like stardom, just
Hmm.
and getting completely out of his orbit. And you could see like the way that Ike Turner would fix his face, or Lawrence Fishburne would. You
Hmm.
could see what Ike was thinking without him even really saying it. Because
Hmm.
there's a scene in the movie where after they had gotten into an argument backstage, and he tells her that she is sorry, and he cusses her out and all that stuff. We don't It's
Hmm.
not necessarily the violent scenes just yet, but it's like one of those beginning scenes of the treatment that he inflicted on her. And she goes out and she's in tears and he kisses her on the cheek. We can tell what he's thinking, like, I'm giving you this kiss, but you better sing this song.
Hmm. And
And
sang it, she did.
yes, and she did. And then at the end, where the crowd is shouting, Tina, Tina,
Hmm.
not Ike and Tina, they're shouting
Just Tina.
Tina. And you can see like the life drain out of his face because he's in the back, like, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
You
And
did
then
it.
as
No.
they're shouting Tina, he like backs up into the
Hmm.
shadows. And I was like, that scene was shot so well, like from the beginning of that number to the end, because that whole scene was just like him going back into the shadows and her just completely eclipsing him, just like that darkness did in the back. Like the
Hmm.
shadow that went over his face, it was like, okay, yeah, sorry, sir, but you're background now.
Pretty much. But I
Yeah.
mean, you get a voice like Tina Turner, which is it's not a voice that you can easily duplicate. It's not a voice that you like, oh, I hear that type of singing all the time. Like the
Mhm.
way Tina Turner sings, it's like
Yeah,
it's you're
people are
drawn
gonna
to
know
it.
it.
Yeah. You're like,
Mhm.
this is a sound I haven't heard much of. And when you hear it, you like, it really catches you. And then
Yeah.
when you like, especially if you see something live, and the way they did live shows back in the day, it was like a more intimate thing. It was like smaller venues and not like stadiums and stuff like that. When you're in a smaller environment, a smaller thing, the sound is better. The voices carry better, and it seems like it's just an overall better experience.
Yeah,
So
and it's
once
way
you
more energetic.
exactly because this crowd is here to see you,
Right.
like like they're here to see what you have going on, and it's just a better overall experience. I believe yes. Once he was like, oh, this is about to go the way of everything else that was going in my life, where this person becomes this big superstar, and I'm just
Mhm.
left back to doing what I was doing. He was like, I need to control this a little more. I need to
Yeah.
get her. I need to get her more under control, more under my thumb, more doing what I wanted to do, more singing songs I wanted to sing, and it was like she was about to eclipse him, and he couldn't handle it. He just couldn't.
Yeah.
Some which was sad because I mean, if your wife is doing well, you're doing well.
Yeah.
What's the problem? But I guess egos get involved, and it's like
Yeah.
it's tough.
Yeah. I mean, it was like he did like encourage her to like catapult into this star, but then when she began to outshine him, which the thing about it is I could not understand why. And I feel like that was some of what the film was missing, if I am to give any critique.
Mhm.
Um, because there are like if you listen to like old Ike and Tina music, there are songs that he actually sang on.
Mm-hmm.
But the film really and to be fair, it is a film about her.
Right.
So
Right.
that maybe that's why it was done. But the film really focuses on the music that she sang by herself or that she sang on stage with him in the background playing an instrument.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but and so it was like the question, like if you didn't know who Ike and Tina were before this movie and you watched it, you would be like, well, he kept putting her on stage and giving her all of the songs. Why would he be upset about
When the songs are successful and they're a
yeah,
success.
about her becoming a success and being like basically the face of this of your review now?
Mm-hmm.
Because who is going to be like, man, that girl singing on stage was great, but that guy back there on the bass guitar, I mean, woo!
He was really bringing it tonight.
Yeah. So I was like, if maybe if they could have done a song together and they'd be like, and the crowd's like, we want to hear more, but you can go backstage and let Tina sing. I mean, like, yeah, because I think the only song that the film did with them together was that when they were getting married, and it was the Ike when they were down in Mexico.
Oh yeah.
Then I think, yeah, because and it was like, because remember the scene where they were like, we want to do a song with Tina. He was like, yeah, they want to do a song with Ike and Tina.
And I was like,
And
no.
you're like, no, we want to do it with Tina. And he was, oh. But, and you can see like the life drain out of his face. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and then he still tried to take control of it. He was like, okay, well, come on in my office. We'll talk about it. Like, not even inviting Tina to talk about
her
own
situation.
voice. Yes.
Exactly.
And it's like, I feel like maybe the movie could have just had one song with them together so we could understand that it was Ike and Tina singing, but Tina just was kind of pushed to the front.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, but yeah. I don't know. But I like I said, it was a movie about Tina, so I guess that's why that was done. It wasn't the Ike and Tina movie, it was Tina's movie. So
Yeah.
but yeah. But so let's talk about some of the liberties that this film has taken. And even though, this discussion is about the film, not necessarily the life of Tina Turner, there are some major liberties that this film took when it comes to telling a story. Because Tina admitted that she had not watched the film until much, much later because that wasn't necessarily how things went. But of course, we know things are going to be done for drama and impact because it is a film and it has to sell.
Exactly.
Which we didn't even talk about the budget of the film. I kind of jumped over that.
You was like, let's get into the movie.
Let's get into it, man. Let's go ahead and peel open this trauma. But the budget, it was a $15 million budget and made 61 at the box office. And it has become it has a cult following. Like people pull it out and watch it. Which is so weird for a film with so much trauma going on in it. People really watch it for the entertainment value.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that says about people, but
I think they just want to revisit a time period in their life where they was like, I really enjoyed this movie, or I really enjoyed these songs, I really enjoyed the acting, or it's just, I guess you could pick something that you really enjoyed and just stick to that. Yeah. And then when all the other stuff is happening, you're like, I don't really like this, but I do like this part.
Yeah. Because there is some really great music in it. Like, and one thing I learned, because, the conversation that you and I were having before we hit go live about you don't really know a lot of Ike and Tina music, but you know a lot of Tina music. And that was because, like, I watched this movie before I knew who Ike and Tina were. I knew that Tina was married to somebody named Ike and he beat her a lot. And that's really all I knew. I didn't really know a lot of Ike and Tina Turner music. I know some now because with the help of social media and YouTube, we have like footage of the concerts, and every now and then you'll see one come across your timeline of Tina dancing.
Yes.
But from my understanding, they didn't release a lot of records. Like they had records, but basically they were like a live performance
Yeah,
group.
you had to be there. Yeah, like you had to, if you weren't there, then you missed it.
Yeah, like they opened up for a lot of different people. Like they opened up for people, but it wasn't like they were like a studio act. They did some studio stuff, but they were like a live performance, and they toured and went around, you know, like everybody else, starting on the Chitlin circuit and just got bigger and bigger. But yeah, it wasn't until Tina, or like way later in that career, and then when Tina got free of Ike, then she started releasing the albums and getting the Grammys. And so yeah, so we know Tina a lot more than we know Ike and Tina.
Right.
So this film like taught us about that music and about that time period. So maybe that's why people love it so much. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I
I
mean, but
think.
to be fair, it is a great acting performance. The dancing is great. The music sounds good. The scenes are shot really well. Even the scenes of trauma, like they're very visceral and very I mean, the impact that they're trying to create, it lands.
Yeah, you wasn't like, oh, it wasn't as bad as they think. Oh, no, I'm thinking it was worse than
Yeah.
what we saw on film just by looking at the film. Because like sometimes they try to like tamp stuff down, but that's I was like, man.
To me, and I'm sure, just knowing, you know, how relationships are, I'm pretty sure that there were lots of episodes of violence. But if that marriage would have had just them two scenes, the rape scene and then the scene where they're swimming and he pulls her out of the pool, and like that's all, I'll be like, that was the most traumatic thing I ever seen. Like that was enough. So yeah, they didn't. That was all it would take for me. But yeah, she, you know, and Ike has admitted that he did beat her, but it
after he
wasn't
tried to admit that he didn't, he was like, I didn't beat her. But when I beat her, I was like, wait a minute. You can't not have beat her, and then when you beat her, like you did or you didn't. Like they trying to make me look like a bad person.
Yeah,
well,
and then he wrote the book, and which I said I was gonna read that book just out of curiosity, but he wrote the book saying he didn't beat her, but I would be high and my nose would be hurting from snorting so much cocaine, and she wouldn't leave me alone.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the problem.
Yeah, and then there's an interview. I was like listening to this other podcast, and they were talking about, there's this interview where he was like, well, you know, I didn't really just beat on her, but when she would get down and depressed, because she would like fall into like deep bouts of depression. And when she would get depressed and stuff, yeah, I would punch her to the ground to like get her out of it. And the interviewer was like, did that work? So
she went and sang them songs, didn't she?
So
like,
yeah, I'm like,
it's terrible. Oh man. This movie is hard to watch. That's probably why I don't go back to it as much. I can't just watch people get beat on for like an hour and a half, and like, but they were singing great songs. Like, nah, but you was getting beat. I could just listen to the music.
Yeah, you can't get what you need from the soundtrack. So, but I think that's an interesting thing that you say. Like, I guess for you and for me, maybe like the entertainment is just not a great enough of a payoff to sit through all that trauma. Like, because I know because I'll be watching the film, like I've seen it more than once, because like it was a movie, it came out in 93, so like by the time I went to college, which was like early 2000s, it was on VHS, and many people had a copy of it. So people, I saw it all the time. But you could be enjoying a scene and it's like, and then you're like, oh shit, another scene's about to come up.
It's about to go again. Oh.
Yeah. So you can't even enjoy some scenes because you know that the next scene is going to be
horrific.
Yeah. Exactly. So, yeah.
I did have a question for you though. Since we
Sure.
were talking about facts of the movie and changes and stuff like that, how do you feel about facts being changed in biopics in general? How do you feel about that? And I don't know. It depends on what facts you change, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Like certain things, like oh, the timeline doesn't line up, or he did this song here, he did this there. But like in this movie, like they put a whole child on Ike that wasn't even his child. Like the first baby she has, it's not even Ike's child, and they don't ever allude to it being anyone else's child other than Ike's. But like she had the baby, he grabbed her up out of the hospital. They went to Mexico, got married. Like, and
Yeah.
to me, that was like the craziest part when I looked at it. I was like, so that's not even his child. He adopted this child, which I thought was a good thing. It seems like they had children outside of the one child they had together, and Tina adopted his kids, and he adopted her kid. So I thought
Um,
that was a good thing.
if we are to list Ike's good qualities. Okay, so the way I feel about movies taking liberties, I feel like, as I said earlier, there are definitely it is a you have to sell a movie, and drama sells movies, and duh, that's fine. But and I guess basically to kind of summarize what you said, I feel the same way. I'm okay with a dramatization of something, and even if it comes out to be like that's not how that happened, you do recognize that it did happen. Because there's a scene where his first wife, or common law wife, or whatever, Lorraine, drops the kids off.
Mm-hmm.
That scene didn't actually happen, or that incident didn't actually
Didn't
happen.
happen.
What happened was Lorraine called Ike and said, "I'm leaving the kids here. You need to come get them." And he went and got them. To
Huh.
me, that they changed that into her dropping the kids off. To me, that's not that far of a stretch. But the fact that they don't like change reality,
Right.
like with
Mm-hmm.
Tina had a child before,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, okay, if this is supposed to be a biopic about her life, why couldn't you just say
She had a child.
that she had a child? Like, why was it important to like pull that out? Like, and I felt like they did that to really drive home the fact that, oh, he nabbed her while she was young and groomed her. And even though I do feel that there was some grooming done,
Right.
it was still not the predator. Like,
Yeah.
because
Like
she
I've been
already had a child and they were friends for a
mm-hmm.
long time before they even
Before they
got
even
married.
exactly. They
Now,
made it seem like as
yeah,
soon as Lorraine shot herself, that they was like, oh yeah. They was like that part didn't even happen. It was like they didn't even get together till like 4 years later
mhm.
after that whole situation happened. So it was like y'all jumped here, then y'all made everybody look bad in that whole situation.
Yeah, yeah. And because honestly, we don't have a real clear age on
How old she was.
how old she was in the movie. Like, we
Mm-hmm.
know, if we can read the Wikipedia page on Tina Turner and get all the real dates. But as far as the movie, it from my understanding, it was 6 years later. And so what, she was like 5 or 6 when she was singing in that church as a little girl.
Mm-hmm.
So what was she, like 13, 14 when she went to the club? Like, there's some spotty timeline issues in the movie,
Yeah.
because how
Sometimes they
old
show
was she?
dates. Yeah,
Huh?
exactly. Sometimes they show dates, and most of the time they were just like, "We're here now."
Yeah.
It was like,
Follow us here. Don't worry about the date. And so it was very some questionable time stuff. Like, how old was she when Aline took her to the club? How
mm-hmm,
old was she when she first had sex with Ike? Like,
mm-hmm.
they just did not bother us with dates, and it was like, now that we are in an age of social media where we can look this stuff up, watching this movie is very weird.
Yeah.
Back then, we took it as not as gospel, like yes,
Like, that's what happened.
the life and times of Ike and Tina. But now it's like that don't really add up.
Yeah, the math ain't mathing.
It really wasn't, because I was thinking, I was like, maybe she's like 19 when her grandmother died and she went, or maybe she's like maybe 17, but then it's just not very clear.
No, not at all.
So, but yeah, but the fact that like they just glossed over like the whole children thing and just really created a narrative. And not to, agree with Ike, because I don't agree. He was like, they made her to be a victim. And I was like, duh, bruh, she was a victim now. Let's
She
not
really was, yeah.
to abuse her. But I understand what he's saying. Like, they did make it like seem like he was like a child predator. So, and who knows? We weren't there. Maybe they did sleep together, but they just didn't get together until I don't know. We weren't there, but
right.
He and Tina have both said that the movie was just not how
everything went.
So, but
even the scene with the cake, they was like, that's not how that happened. Like,
yeah,
and that's like one of the scenes people like quote, like, eat the cake, anime. Like,
yes, we do talk about eat the cake. Yeah, because from my understanding, like because the scene is like, oh, he got upset and he smashed his cake in her face and everything, but from what I read, and you might have read the same thing too, like it was a fan that bought her a cake, and I guess he got mad and jealous, and he made her eat the whole thing while he watched, which is really weird abuser behavior.
Yeah.
But so but yeah. So that was actually my question for you about the strong liberties that biofilms take. So were there any other scenes that you wanted to? Did you have any questions to talk about? Or
man, I just no, because anything that happens, it was like it was terrible. Like it was literally like her whole life. I'm like,
you heard it here first. That's Terrell's review. It was terrible.
Like, even though it's like you see people, they're famous and you think they're having this great good life, and then you they peel back the veil just a little bit, and you like, oh, this is not as great as you would assume it would be for someone of her stature.
You are absolutely right, and that's why I feel like I am so ready for other biopics to come out, because now if you're a celebrity, you have to try really, really hard to be mysterious. Like Beyonce, she is known for her mystery. Yes. Even like she's on social media, not really her, but she has
whoever handles her social media.
Right. She has accounts, but she works very hard. Like from my understanding, she's got like a library where she owns every picture of her. And like you can't use her music and all that stuff, like copyright and stuff. But she tries very hard to be mysterious. Like you have to be dodging paparazzi and you have to get ready to sue anybody that's trying to write a tell-all. I mean, again, we know she's got handlers and staff and nannies and all that stuff, but nobody talks about Beyonce. We don't know no personal stuff like that. Not no a tell-all book, none of that. Maybe years from now we'll get that. I don't know. But I say all that to say, like, as a celebrity now, you have to try really hard to be mysterious. But back in the day, people could have like all this stuff that come out about like Marvin Gaye's and like Sam Cooke, they personal like sexual lives with they women and all kind of stuff. That stuff comes out now because people talk about it. But back then, the celebrities could be doing anything. We wouldn't know anything about it. And so like I also think that's why this film did so well, because
people wanted to know.
Yeah, and nobody really knew. People heard, like I talked to my mom. I was like, did y'all know? And she was like, people will say stuff, but we didn't know to believe it or not. It was just like,
Some you heard. Like,
Yeah, you hear stuff, but it wasn't like, common knowledge, and he didn't know if it was true. So, but like, I'm so ready for bio about Luther to come out. I
yeah.
want a really well done one about Michael to come out. Michael
I think that
Jackson.
one's coming. That's coming. I think that one's going to be good.
Which one, Michael?
Mm-hmm.
I we got one with Whitney, but
That wasn't it. Unfortunately, that wasn't it. But I think
yeah.
people have done so many things, so many documentaries, so many things about Whitney.
Mhm.
Like what else are you going to do? How else are you going to
Yeah.
tell it? So,
But this one was supposed to be like strongly, like heavily about the relationship between her and Robin. But even that was that, oh, we have a comment. Leave Whitney alone. They done tried too many times and failed. and you not wrong. You are not wrong. But a biopic that surprised me that I really enjoyed was Elvis.
I haven't seen it.
I watched it because Boz Lerman was producing it, and I just really like. Usually his films are like really energetic and explosive. There's like lights and because he did Moulin Rouge and he did what's that show everybody loved on Netflix with
That
the
could be any
rappers
show.
that was like kind of about Nas.
With the rappers, I don't know.
The Get Down.
Oh, okay, okay. To get down, okay. He did.
And like
Okay.
how just visually appealing that show was.
Hmm.
But so I was like, I want to see Elvis because he was producing Elvis. And it gave a perspective of Elvis because usually black when you bring up Elvis around black folks, we be like,
Yeah.
but it gave a different perspective of Elvis, and I like really appreciated it and kind of understood it, and even ended up feeling kind of sorry for him. And I was like, maybe it wasn't as bad.
I
And
heard they took extreme liberties with that film.
I heard that
I
they
haven't seen
did
it.
take extreme liberties, but not in those aspects though. Like,
Okay.
but because it covered his rise, but then also his decline. It was like, yeah, that decline was bad. He really got screwed.
Hmm.
But nobody really talks about that part.
That's
So,
why. That's why Elvis will never leave Vegas. He's always there.
and there was a reason for that.
Oh, really?
Yes, you have to
Now I'm
watch the
interested.
movie.
I might have to watch it.
There is a reason why because people be like, oh, Elvis was like this huge major star. He never left the country. Like, you don't see Elvis in London. You don't see that. And there's a reason why.
Okay.
So you'll have to watch that. But but these biopics, and I want one about Cher and Sonny because we don't know much about that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but definitely a Luther one. We need a Marvin Gaye one. We
Oh,
finally
definitely
got the
Marvin
Bob
Gaye.
Marley one. I
I
haven't seen it.
watched.
So have you seen it?
I saw half of it.
Is it good or the
It
part?
was. It was. It was. I just don't know that much about Bob Marley, but from what
And
I
that's it. I
seen,
don't know much
it
about him
was.
either.
It was good. I was like, yeah, stuff that happened. I was like, oh, okay, well, damn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I just know about the music, but yeah, it's. I think people are more interested in biopics. I think the more you think you know about somebody, then you actually sit down and hear their story. You're like, oh, wow. Just like
Mm-hmm.
New Edition. That's probably one of my favorite biopics. The
Yeah. That was
Temptations,
done
New
really
Edition.
well. Oh, we
I,
have a comment. I'm sorry. What were you gonna say?
no, go ahead. She said my Bob Marley biopic was underwhelming. That's probably why I didn't
Oh
finish it
man.
because I started it and I was like, huh. And then I think I
Oh,
went and
I was
did
looking
something
forward to
else.
seeing it, but I just hadn't yet.
It's on Paramount Plus, I believe.
Okay. Well, yeah. And then I also the Back to Black, the Amy Winehouse. That's on my list. I gotta watch it because I wanted to see it in the movie theaters, but I wasted time and didn't go.
Is it
Um,
a movie or is it a documentary?
it's a movie, but I
Oh,
heard that
yeah, okay.
the lead actress she didn't do a great job. I think, but I don't know. Um, We got another comment. I love Bob Marley, but they didn't go really deep. It's good to watch, but wasn't worth the big screen. Aw, man.
Mm.
Well, we're gonna put it on the calendar, and maybe you'll want to come and discuss it with us. What do you
Why
think?
that look?
Cause it was my plug, my ask.
Oh,
Maybe you'll want to. Okay, we got it. Okay, yes, okay, yes. We'll
okay.
put Bob Marley on the calendar. What was it? One Love. What was the
Yeah,
name of the
this
movie?
one love.
One
Hmm.
Love. Yeah. So I think that'll be fun. But yeah. So we gotta remember to put One Love on the calendar.
Okay,
So
that'll work.
yeah. But all right. Well, are we ready for best worst weirdest?
Yep, let's get it.
All right. Well,
Best,
you want to show them
worst,
how it's done?
weirdest.
Best worst weirdest.
Yeah, let's go. Best part of the film. I enjoyed the actors in this film. I really think they brought their all to this film. They gave a lot, and you could tell by the finished product that it wasn't just something that was haphazardly done and just thrown together. So, yeah, that was the best part of the film. I enjoyed the music as well. That was great. You got to hear songs that you don't usually hear, older songs by Tina Turner. Because, like I said, I'm the '80s kid, so the only thing I know about Tina Turner is what's love got to do with it. Private dancer, exactly. Like when that I hear that, I'm like, yeah, we about to go down. I can't stand the rain, all that stuff. Like that's all I know about Tina Turner.
Oh goodness, yes.
So and Proud Mary, I think everybody knows Proud Mary.
Yeah, yeah.
We rolling,
But did we know that
rolling.
until the movie came out?
I don't know. I don't know
I
which
don't
came
think I
first.
knew Proud Mary until the movie came out.
Really?
I don't
For
think.
some reason, I think I did, or I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm old.
I mean, of course, I mean it was a song by Creedence Clearwater, and so I guess I'm trying to think. Did I hear Creedence Clearwater's version first or hers? Well, I'm going to say I heard her version first, but I still don't think I knew it until the movie. I don't think so. Because 93, what was I, 12 when this movie came out? So yeah, I probably didn't know it until the movie.
Later. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Same here. I probably didn't know.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Worst part of the film was the abuse. Just to
Yeah.
see someone endure something like that for so many years, regardless of if it wasn't as extreme as they showed it or if it wasn't as violent as they make it out to be, just being in any type of abusive situation like that for so long to where she thought this, like, I can't leave him because I was left when I was younger. And it was like, it was sad. And that probably was like the worst part of the movie, just having to watch Tina Turner endure so much abuse for so many years.
Yeah.
And to see the weirdest part of the film was something I was watching when Ike was at the beginning, when Ike was playing and they were passing the mic to all the different women in the club to sing. I'm like, what microphone cord is this that is reaching everywhere? No one's kicking it out. It's not getting unplugged. You can just snatch it around and it's all good. It wasn't like it was a wireless mic. It had this long ass cord. But I'm like, who is connected?
Man, look, connected? Bruh, they had some magical ass mic cords because that mic cord in Dreamgirls with Beyonce spinning around and shit. Like, how she didn't get tangled up in that cord?
Man, every time I see her, I'm like, my cars was hard because I remember I was watching it was probably an Instagram post of Michael Jackson getting wrapped up in the cord and him having to dance his way out of the cord.
As only Michael could.
It's like you see stuff like that, you like, damn, what is going on? Why is this? And it was everywhere. It was upstairs. It was downstairs. It was down the street. I was like,
it was that cord. Like that's what we need a film about. The magical mic cords of the 50s.
And nobody ever kicked it out or never shorted it out. It was always good. I'm like,
yes.
Like a microphone today, if you talk on it too loud, it's like I'm shutting off.
And we know about that all too well. Yes. Yes, yeah, you're right. That might be, yeah. The magical mic cords of the 50s and 60s. We do need at least a documentary about that.
Find out what was going on. What it was it made of? Why don't they make these mics as durable
Yes,
as
and
they
why they
did?
don't make planes and stuff out of them, because that seemed like some non-destructible shit. So oh goodness.
Yes.
Okay, all
What's
right.
your best, worst, weirdest?
So the best part is almost kind of the worst part for me. Like, so the actors, they really did not phone in these performances.
Right.
Just the not even just in the things that they were saying, like the script is, even like the looks on their faces, like you could just tell what they're thinking. Like Lawrence Fishburne and Angela Bassett did like an amazing job of really giving us and just playing these roles with just fierceness and conviction. Like the sexual assault scene, you can see where she's pinned against that fish tank. You can see the life drain out of her.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
it's how she was able to do that. I don't know. That is like some phenomenal acting. You can see the color and the life just absolutely drain out of her, like the will to live. And it makes sense that the next scene would be her suicide attempt. Like, and you could see it. So that, like I said, it's also the best, but also kind of the worst, because we do have to sit through these scenes. We have to sit through a whole line of scenes just to get to this end where the triumph is. And I guess that is how life is sometimes, but it was very hard to watch. Very hard to watch. But yeah. So that was the best. Just the overall acting and just the range and the depth. And maybe the film world was not ready for a Black woman to deliver such a powerful performance, such a raw, emotional performance. Because I'm trying to think of another Black film around that time where a performance like that was delivered by a Black woman.
Okay.
And it's maybe The Color Purple, but probably not even that. Color Purple, not even that deep, and that was pretty deep.
Right.
Um, so yeah, I don't know. I guess that's a question for me to answer later. Other films, like usually we got the sassy Black woman. We didn't get the funny Black woman because we really weren't a lot of Black women in comedy like that. But you got, the mama character, the sassy one, the attitude one, but like this raw emotional where like the range is from the bottom to the top. We didn't get that a lot. And maybe the film world just wasn't ready for that. And maybe that's why people don't take this movie as seriously as it is, because it is a movie about domestic violence.
Right. Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, so maybe that's the worst. Those scenes are just traumatic to watch. Um, I would say the weirdest. I think the weirdest for me would be just going back to what we talked about before, the timelines, the reality altering.
Events like
How old was everybody? Like it's a lot of jumping around and a lot of like shady, cloudy timelines.
Yeah, it was like we'll put a date on it, but we won't put a date over here. Like sometimes you could be like, okay, I can tell this is a different time period because of the clothes they were wearing.
Mm-hmm.
This is a different time period because the cars that you see around. It's like
you had to kind of guess like what the time period is. So, and then it was when she was like, "Yeah, they said I'm staging a comeback at 43." And I was, okay, we're here now. We're here. We're at 43. Okay. Which I thought Tina was older than that when she did all those. When she really, but I don't know. Tina is, I don't know. Tina is a living legend. I mean, she lived to like 200 years old, and so she probably did a lot of stuff. And I don't know how old she was. All right.
Yeah, all those groups from back then, like even the Isley Brothers, they still around, like still making music. And you like, man, they've been around since the 50s.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like you be around that long to do
Mm-hmm.
music. It's like it's crazy. Like you don't like a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people. They're here today, gone tomorrow. You like they be like one hit wonders or two hit wonders, and you never see them again. But like just to have that staying power, to be around that long, and then to
Mm-hmm.
come back and to still be great, and then to be even better than you were previously, it's like it's crazy. Like you won't get that nowadays.
Right. Absolutely. Well, okay. So that's my best worst weirdest. All right, so we're gonna do happy hour. Let's open it up for happy hour. This is a part in our podcast where we choose a character from the film to have a cocktail with. Who do we want more from? More. Terrell?
More from. Let
Who
me
you having
see.
a cocktail with?
I'm gonna have a drink with old Ike.
Okay.
So that way I know he ain't beating on nobody.
Yeah, I got to watch you. You first of all, I can't have no drink. He gonna have some cocaine. So you gonna have some cocaine with Ike?
No, he was man. He had so much cocaine. It was like every day was like it was casual. Like, it was like yeah. All right, I'm about to go record. Or I'm about to go write. I'm about to go like.
Well, it was the 60s.
That's crazy. That is insane.
Yeah, the 60s and 70s. Yeah, cocaine was free flowing, but yeah. Well, I want to have a cocktail with Jackie. Because I would love to talk to somebody. Well, actually, Jackie isn't real. Yeah. Jackie is supposed to be like this amalgamation of the Ikettes. Like, but the real for a friend that introduced her to Buddhism was a woman named Valerie.
Oh. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So, but Jackie's supposed to be, I guess, like this representation of all three of the Ikettes and being her friend, and you know, liberties, man. This film really went there.
I see.
So, but the character I would like to have a drink with is Jackie, so she can tell me all the juicy details and stuff like that. So, so yep. What you binging on this week, T-Rex?
Actually, I haven't been binging on anything. I was putting together a basketball hoop for the kids.
It took you all week?
Yes.
I mean, good job, Super Dad.
Shut up. No, it did. It took. I don't know. I was getting help from a non-adult. So when you need help from little hands, they don't always work as well as you would
I'm
like.
glad my babies were there to help you because they know you need all the help you can get.
But we put it together. They're playing, and
well, that's great, Super Dad. Well, I have not watched Supernatural in weeks. You'd be so proud.
But you gonna watch it today, though, right?
No. I'm actually watching Psych. I'm rewatching.
Oh, okay, that was good. I remember Psych.
I love Psych, and I forgot how much I love that show until I started watching it again. And I was like, because Psych and Monk used to come on together, like Monk then Psych, and I was like, I'm gonna rewatch Monk, and then I started rewatching it. I was like, I don't like this show like I used to back in the day. Monk is a kind of an asshole. And then also, like all of the quirks and stuff that made Monk who he was, that stuff is regular now. Because there's like scenes where he didn't want to shake everybody's hand, and then there was a scene where like he was about to go in this elevator, but there was this lady in there. She was like coughing. I mean, like hacking her guts up, and he was like,
"I'll take the next one."
Yeah, and I was like, I guess back then that would have been like, oh, he's just being so quirky and weird and OCD, but I'm like, we're living in this post-COVID world, or actually, we still in COVID. Let me not even call it post-COVID, but that was like, that's not all that far-fetched to be cautious.
Exactly.
So,
because anything can happen.
So yeah, looking at it with different eyes makes me not really enjoy it as much because I'm like, I wouldn't want to be touching everything either.
You know something I want to go back and watch? House.
I only watched a couple episodes of House, but House was a phenomenal show.
I've been seeing little clips on YouTube, and I'm like, I really enjoyed this show. I'm gonna go back and watch it from the beginning because I've seen every episode. So go check out House.
I enjoy rewatching my old favorites, so don't judge me.
I will.
I know you will. Well, okay. Well, so that is what I am binging. I don't think I've got anything new on the radar that I want to look at, except for Interview with the Vampire and the Mayfair Witches has come to Netflix, so I'm gonna watch that.
Okay.
The new Interview with the Vampire, which is supposed to be more like the books, like Anne Rice's books. So unlike the movie. So, but yep. So did we get everything? Right. Did we cover everything? I think that's the end of our show.
Yeah, I believe that's it. So that's our show. Thanks everybody for tuning in today. We had a great time discussing what's love got to do with it, and we hope you enjoyed listening to our thoughts and insights. If you want to know more about Sips and Scripts, head over to our website, sipsandscripts.com, or follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Sips and Scripts Podcast. We would like to hear from you, whether this is just a film or share your thoughts on today's episode. Drop us a DM on social media. And until next time, cheers.
Cheers. What is that you have?
That's the Tina Turner album. Private Dancer.
Let's see it. I want to see it. I didn't see it good.
Oh, you didn't
Show everyone yours.
Got it on vinyl.
Nice. Look at you.
Yeah, man.
All right. Bye, everyone.